welcome to part 3 of Alien Knockoff Month. So far we've looked at Alien cash-ins from America and Europe, and now it's time to spotlight one from Japan, and this one is animated. Yeah, who could have guessed that a movie about a monster shaped like a dick would end up having an influence on Japanese animation? Thought the chestburster scene was a little too Freudian and disturbing? Well, get a load of this. Although, to be fair, as we've seen so far, Japan's hardly alone when it comes to showing monster rape. C.A.T is a 1987 anime movie that showcases one of the scariest parts of Alien, the cat. Seriously, it's the only thing the alien doesn't try to kill in the movie, and it's present when it does kill people. I wouldn't be surprised if these two were actually in cahoots. So the movie begins with a crew of a spaceship about to enter cryosleep before a long mission.
The computer will show an elapsed time of 20 years when we wake up, but we'll have aged only a year physically.
I'm sure you're right, but are you absolutely positive? I mean, at the space lab, they kept telling us about all that stuff, but I would not be happy if I woke up a wrinkled old bag.
Okay, I guess she's there to provide the mission's Valley Girl quota? Oh, and the fan service, of course. Here's hoping they don't reveal this character's actually supposed to be 14 later. Anyway, let's meet some of our other crew members, like Kangaroo Molestache here.
Planet LA-003 was created about 4.5 billion years back and is currently going through a sort of Cambrian-era geological state. I somewhat doubt you'll find anything bigger than a flea.
What does it say about this show that that's not the worst Australian accent I've heard?
So the name's Berry, Dick Berry.
Yeah, nice try, pal, but both your name and mustache will never be as awesome as Dick Cannon's. Seriously, is that a mustache, or does this guy just really need to trim his nose hair? In fact, everyone on this ship is weird, since Duke Nukem, Screech from Saved by the Bell, and Wolverine Abe Lincoln are going along too. What's with the strange crew?
There's something we're going to have to be dealing with sometime soon, and that's the quality of the engineers the camp's turning out. With every multinational looking to stake a claim, there's a real shortage of qualified personnel. Just keep your blood pressure down, because they're the employees of the mother company, and we're here to assist them on their mission.
Whew, bet that guy feels 5 pounds lighter after that exposition dump he just took. You know you're in trouble when even the movie's opening credits have jump scares. Well, on the plus side, at least it wasn't the cat. Yet. While en route to their destination, the ship gets instructions from the computer to collect this weird space turd going by. Although I think there's a better place to put that than the ship's water supply. Ugh. It also appears to have brought an unknown alien presence on board, although personally I'd be more afraid of the cat, which seems to be possessed by a demon. Oh shit, has it been 20 years already? Well, rise and shine, we gotta pose for this anime's beach episode. After waking up, they get a transmission saying they have 2 imposters on board the ship.
I just don't see how a bunch of people who work for the same company wouldn't be able to recognize an imposter.
Syncam Corporation's a multinational conglomerate with affiliates all over the world, Captain, so when they put a crew together, those people could come from Japan, Italy, France, Australia. It'd be impossible for them to know each other.
Here's a tip. If somebody sounds like an American trying to sound Australian, chances are they're one of the imposters. And why would anyone want to sneak aboard this ship anyway?
Time jumpers, we're dealing with a couple of criminals, sir, that's it.
Once in a while, these guys fake their way onto a starship so they can spend 40 or 50 years hibernating in space. When they get back to Earth, no one's around anymore to remember their crime.
You know what? That's actually a pretty clever idea. The concept of criminals using space travel and suspended animation in order to escape justice is something you don't see very often, but it's actually an interesting use of those technologies. I'm actually curious to see what this movie does with this idea. Alright, well, it's still a clever concept. So, any ideas on how to find the imposters?
We could interview them all and then run their stories through the computer for discrepancies in their personal history.
Nobody'd ever go for it, and besides, it'd violate their rights to privacy.
Remember when we all thought we'd still have a right to privacy in the future? Well, if they're not gonna find the time jumpers, I guess I could try learning more of the characters' names.
Thank you, Hero.
So his name's Hero, huh? I wonder if he's the protagonist. And no need to learn this guy's name, since I get the feeling he's not gonna be around much longer. Okay, put the gun down, it's just the soundtrack. Oops, looks like while I was talking this guy got off-screen to death. Hopefully they can figure out what killed him.
Captain, if I didn't know better, I'd swear he suffocated from Legionnaire's disease.
Hey, come on, the movie Legionnaire wasn't that bad. Also, if he died from an infectious disease, you might want to quarantine him instead of just leaving him out in the open like that.
Victim number 1 and 12 to go.
Told you I had a bad feeling.
Hey, it could be worse. Normally in a movie like this, you'd be the first to die. Here you're not even second.
Same as Morgan, sir.
Wonder where he picked up the infection.
Has it occurred to anyone that they might be dying from extreme cat allergies? I'm just saying, we don't know if Lily's hypoallergenic. Plus, I think she might also be Satan. They try to find out who the imposters are by interviewing everyone. Riveting. Oh, and the black guy's the next to die, because come on, there was no way he was surviving this movie. People may be dropping like flies, but that doesn't mean these two can't try to get to know each other better.
If she were alive, she'd be around your age now.
Huh?
Nothing.
I was just thinking about a little girl I strangled. Not that I'm a fugitive or anything. And I still do not trust this cat.
There you are.
A cat that ignores me and does its own thing? How strange.
Lily!
Oh no, Lily's a ghost! And I think the victims might be ghosts too, since they've completely disappeared except for their clothes. This mystery just keeps getting deeper and deeper, and hey, put the undies down, pal. Oh, and if you've been thinking that the death scenes have been kinda tame so far, this one's for you. I would say that's disturbing, but considering I've seen both Feliday and Fritz the Cat, there's really not much cartoon cats can do that'll shock me anymore. And here's a tip, when there's an infectious disease on board that's already killed several people, don't touch blood, dumbass! But wait a second, do I hear something? Are some balloon animals having an orgy in there? What the fuck was that sound? They better act fast if they want to stop that bacteria outbreak.
We've plenty of time to do that in yet. We still have our little game of checking the backgrounds of the people from SynCam.
Yeah, there's super space aids going around. I think you can interview people later. Hey, whoa, take it easy, lady. It's not that kind of anime. Oh shit, maybe it is. More people end up dying when the ship's computer opens the hangar doors. I guess maybe it wanted these two to reenact the ending to Total Recall. Oh, and the ship's computer is called Mother because why wouldn't it be? And what happened to Tentacle Girl from earlier?
I bet big money it's probably her in there.
I'm telling you, she's not in there.
You know an awful lot about the doings of other people. Perhaps you can explain it to me.
How about we make a deal? I'll explain it after you explain why you thought that mustache was a good idea. Well, her clothes are still here, which means she either disappeared like the others, or worse. Hero figures out how the bacteria got on board and was able to infect the crew because... I don't know, maybe he used to be a kid in a Gamera movie? He just all of a sudden knows everything.
But no terrestrial aerobic bacteria that I'm aware of can completely dissolve a set of human bones without a trace.
Very intriguing. Medical man, eh?
It's a hobby.
Well, good enough explanation for me. At this point we learn Hero's one of the imposters and is wanted for murder, and the other imposter is Dick, who's actually a cop trying to catch him.
Very good, Mr. Detective. You found the mad gunman who murdered those 3 men on King Street.
Thanks for the confession.
He didn't have any evidence against you so far. If you didn't confess, you probably would have been fine. You know, for somebody willing to go into space for 40 years to escape justice, you're kinda shitty at this. Now that they know who the imposters are, maybe they can concentrate on containing the infection. Or, you know, just give more exposition dialogue.
I just passed 240. Carolyn's 150 years old. Thanks to the ship's cryohibernation system, our bodies don't get much older with every trip.
Yeah, I saw the beginning, thanks.
Everyone's thrilled to be home until they realize that 40, 50, or 60 years have elapsed back where they came from. You become...
What, Captain America? Jesus, this guy's still going?
I got back to Earth and met my son, who I'd left as a baby. He'd grown into a man older than I was. But even more than that, I can't catch up with the new age, new science, new theories.
Yeah, this is all really interesting, but space aids! Will somebody please interrupt Old Man Logan and his rambling stories?
Dorothy?
Wait a second, so the monster's a shapeshifter who can imitate the people it kills? God damn it, I should have saved this for John Carpenter's The Thing month. I'll give this movie credit, at least it knows shooting a gun on a spaceship isn't a good idea.
You're telling me that thing got into the ship along with the bacteria?
Could be.
Would it kill you to show some emotion? Seriously, they just saw one of their dead crewmates' face split open and sprout a cat before turning into a tentacled abomination, and this guy's just like, whatever, I'm gonna go take a dump. Oh well, at least the movie gives us a sneak peek at the first-person shooter adaptation. But wait a second, I have a feeling something very bad is about to happen.
I'm going to know, la 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 la, whee!
Okay, what she actually sees is slightly less terrifying than that. Well, that's another crew member down. They better hurry up and finish restocking the propane tanks.
I was never fairly evaluated by the company, and I never got any of the promotions I put in for. I did my best, but I wasn't getting anywhere. Then the Home Office announced this mission. They tried to recruit crew members.
Jesus Christ, do these characters only ever talk in exposition dialogue? Dude, I'm sorry your job sucks, but I think you got bigger shit to worry about.
Of course, given the choice between that and the situation we're in now, I think I would have chosen to remain back on Earth and be despised. What do you think?
I think I don't give a shit about your backstory. We get even more backstory from Hero, but at least his backstory's kinda interesting.
I just can't believe what he was saying about you. You couldn't murder anyone.
But it's true, I killed 3 people in broad daylight.
I also had sex with their dead bodies afterwards, but they never found out about that. Okay, actually Hero killed 3 drug dealers for killing his sister, so I guess he's actually Ricky Ho before he went to prison. Okay, these two made some flamethrowers. Now the best thing to do is patrol the ship back to back so the monster can't sneak up on you, or just split up, whichever you feel like. Can't see that ending badly. Holy crap, it ended badly. But that's not the only shocking revelation.
Lily?
She's a robot! Lily's a goddamn robot! And unfortunately for the crew, this one doesn't appear to be filled with delicious frozen yogurt. I guess the movie couldn't resist having at least one cat jump scare. Well, at least it wasn't fake. And if you're wondering just why the hell the cat's a robot, maybe the computer has an answer.
Lily cat?
A killer robot cat is definitely weird, but at this point it's still only the second most fucked up thing on this ship. Well, they may have a deadly shape-shifting alien on board, but at least it brought a rockin' soundtrack with it. And again, I probably should have saved this movie for John Carpenter's The Thing month. Hopefully this'll make up for it.
Yeah, fuck you too!
Now that they've escaped the alien, maybe they can explain what the hell a robot cat is doing on the ship in the first place.
That robot's controlled the ship ever since we left Earth's orbit. The engineers that maintain this tub for Sincam obviously believe we're obsolete and out of date.
Of course, so they decided to replace you with robot kitty cats. How... very Japanese. Man, this crossover of Pet Sematary and Short Circuit is even weirder than I thought it would be. And you guys better figure out how to stop the alien quick before it forces me to make even more Thing references. Oh, too late. I got a bad feeling there's a lot more exposition coming up.
It's a function of some very rare bacteria where they reverse the mitosis of the nuclei and accelerate the growth process of normally dormant cells in a short period of time. What's weird is the absorption of the human tissue into the alien cell makeup.
That's the only part that's weird? So are you done yet?
He followed his principles through even though he already knew the bacteria had infected him. He came on board this ship with one objective, and that was to put handcuffs on an escaping murderer.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching the same movie you have. Holy crap, the ship's blowing up? Now how is it supposed to transform into a robot? What are they gonna do now?
We have nowhere to run. We can wait in this block, but that means we'll die of starvation or become another monster like the rest of them. So for me, the only answer is for us to kill ourselves.
I'm glad you seem to be so okay with this. Come on, Hero, there's gotta be another way.
Why did I ever get on this stupid ship? I was only trying to have a little fun. I have this friend who's so smart and really cute. It's all her fault.
Okay, changed my mind. Kill her! Before Hero can give himself a protagonist's death, the captain reveals there's another way out.
You brought a shuttle.
I had it my first trip, and ever since then I've brought this little baby with me every mission I ever made.
So you had a space shuttle this entire time. Probably should have mentioned that a little earlier, Skip. The plan is for Hero and Nancy to use the shuttle to escape to the planet below, while the captain makes sure Lily and the alien are destroyed. They might want to hurry up in the shuttle. The alien in this movie isn't nearly as sexy as Matilda May. And screw the long, complicated self-destruct sequence from Alien. A simple gas leak will be enough to blow this fucker up. Plus, it lets me do this reference.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So the ship is destroyed, the alien turns into a trippy anime movie ending. And Hero leaves us all with some deep thought.
What are you thinking about, Hero?
I was wondering about butterflies and if they ever even thought of their past as caterpillars.
That's beautiful, Hero. Ajax from Duckman couldn't have said it better.
If the caterpillar ever thinks of its future up there as that exquisite creature in the air.
If they made tugboats bigger, they could be the boats other boats tug.
By the way, I sure hope the planet they're going to isn't where the alien bacteria is from, cause that would really suck for them. Lily Cat is one of those movies that actually got played on TV quite a bit back in the 90s when anime was first becoming popular in North America, but it never quite went on to be considered a classic. And I can kinda see why. The animation's decent, and there's some interesting ideas in it, like the whole time jumpers thing, but the movie never really explores any of them fully. Instead, a lot of the movie's runtime is taken up by exposition dialogue and character backstory that never really amounts to anything. Not to mention, most of the characters react to all the crazy shit going on with all the excitement of waiting in line at the DMV.
You're telling me that thing got into the ship along with the bacteria?
Could be.
Don't get me wrong, it's not terrible, and there's enough monster action to entertain fans of old-school anime for an hour or so, but it's definitely not up there with the best that anime has to offer. And like I said earlier, if you want to see a really fucked up animated cat movie, there's always Feliday. Well, that's all for now, but tune in next episode for the finale to Alien Month. Until next time.
The angels say, are your wings broken, dear? Can you fly? I reply, I'll float forever here in the blue.
Bengal, you've got a drug conviction here.
Huh? But I never touched that stuff in my life, Dick!